What's up, you guys, man? This is Grab a Beer Podcast. This is the debut show opening. This is going to be exclusively on YouTube, so like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell so you get notified every time that I drop a vid. Man, I appreciate y'all for being here. I wanted to start this pod because I wanted to have something strictly for NFL football. If you guys are, interested, I got a college football podcast called College Ball Podcast. That will be shot on Saturday mornings. This will be Sunday mornings. On this show, man, I'm gonna be doing a bunch of things. I'm gonna have the MVP ladder. It's gonna fluctuate, week to week type situations. We're gonna have our power rankings that we're gonna do, player of the week, that we're gonna do defense and offense, and player of the month. We're gonna do that too. We got a lot of ideas that we want to do for the show, man, and I'm just happy football's back. So I wanted to give y'all something special, and we will, like I said, be doing this show for NFL strictly. But like I said, if you want college football, I got another pod for that. When NBA comes back, we're going to do a pod for NBA. We already got a pod that I'm going to do. Inside the Portal podcast is going to turn into an NBA hub. So that is where you're going to get all your NBA information when NBA is back, which is next month in October. We just enter September. And we'll do our five picks of the week. We're going to pick 5 games of the week, right? And then we'll do, outside those 5 picks, we'll have an upset of the week. And we'll base the upset based off of the, not money line, but based off of, do we favor them? Do they going to cover the spread? We'll do that. And like I said, because there'll be some games, like I said, we'll have our hot 5 picks. We're going to have a bunch of stuff on here. So y'all tune in for that, for sure. And I think that, it's going to be a fun show. Got a lot of ideas that I want to do for this show. And I want to get this out there to y'all because since the games that are going to be played on Thursday and Friday are already going to be done, I'm going to go ahead and break those games down. And I'm going to pick those games. And that'll just be the 2 picks. I'll only do 2 picks for this week. I'll do those coming up here in a minute. So since there's going to be 2 games, for the first episode, I will pick 2. And I will, let y'all know how to bet on this game too. Because I know y'all want to make some money, and I'm trying to make some money this year too. So we're going to both get to it. Definitely. Alrighty, so let's jump into it. Let's get into it. So we're going to do, this is our segment where we're going to do the awards, predictions. So for me, MVP. So if I'm picking, and it's a tough pick, real tough. I'm gonna say Patrick Mahomes. I think he gets a third. I think he gets another MVP. I do think he gets another MVP. I think he's gonna have an amazing year. I think this year he's gonna get back to 5,000, plus yards, probably around 45 to 50 touchdowns. I think he's getting back to that. I like the weapons that they have surrounding him. I think Kelsey looks rejuvenated. That Xavier Worthy, though, it's going to be crazy. Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going to roll with I would pick Justin Jefferson, but I don't know about their quarterback situation. Sam Darnold's kind of tricky, but you know what? I'm gonna roll with Christian McCaffrey again. I think he's all purpose. The thing with Christian McCaffrey that's gonna help him is he's all purpose. So he's gonna catch it out the backfield. He's gonna run it. And I think he might just repeat as Offensive Player of the Year. I do. He's gonna get some MVP consideration too, for sure. But I think he'll win Offensive Player of the Year. Now, Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going to roll with TJ Watt. I think this is a revenge year for him. I think he's going to bounce back. Well, not bounce back because he should have won it last year, but I think he's angry. And I think he's hearing all the talk, all the disrespect coming towards him. I think TJ Watt is going to be a dominant season. So I have TJ Watt winning that. Coach of the year, I'm gonna say Raheem Morris. I'm gonna roll with a shocker pick. I'm gonna roll with Raheem Morris. I think the Falcons are actually gonna be pretty good this year. I do. I think once they get past because their first 5 weeks is brutal. Once they get past their first 5 weeks, if they can come out of there at least with a couple wins, I think on the back half they're gonna be able to pick up a lot of wins too. So I think Raheem Morris. I'm gonna pick Raheem Morris from the Falcons to win the Coach of the Year. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Yeah. Now we move on to Super Bowl pick. The two teams I think are going to be in the Super Bowl. So when coming up with this, it's tough because this is without injury. I'm saying like everybody's healthy. Let's talk about healthy. At least at the quarterback position, everybody got their guys. In the NFC is pretty kind of, it's cut and dry, but it's not because it's only a few teams that you can realistically see winning it. The NFC, I'm gonna roll with. I'm gonna roll with Detroit. I think Detroit gets to the Super Bowl this year. I do. I think Detroit learns from their mistake, and I think they get back to the Super Bowl. They're in a tough division, too, with Green Bay. Chicago's on the rise. The Vikings always hanging around. But I do think they come out in that division, and I think they go to the Super Bowl. Now, the team they're going to play in the Super Bowl, until further notice, Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to pick Kansas City versus Detroit, and Mahomes gets the three-peat. That's what I'm predicting. Mahomes gets the three-peat. Nobody's ever done. And now then we're talking about him in a real special class. A class by itself, to be honest with you, in a three-peat category. Now then he'll have 4. I do think that we're in the Mahomes era. I do. And I'm still a fan. So for me, it's hard to say that. But I think with health, very important. I think the Kansas City Chiefs, until further notice, I'm not picking against them until further notice. If somebody beats them, I'm not mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it. But you got to show me. 13 seconds ain't enough to keep them down. So I know, like, you really got to beat them to win. So I'm over with Kansas City. Speaking of Kansas City, let's get to the 2 games before Sunday. Because on Sunday, like I told y'all, I'm going to do all that. I got y'all. I got y'all. So, game for Thursday. Defending champs. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. Kansas City is seen as a 3-point favorite. Over and under is 46.5. I think it's going to be a tough game. But you know what it is? I got questions about the Ravens defense. And so when I'm looking at this matchup, I'm wondering how the Ravens defense is going to react to losing some key guys on that side of the ball and losing their defensive coordinator. But they're keeping the same scheme, which is a good thing because Zach Orr is their new defensive coordinator. So the scheme is going to stay the same. They did lose Roquan Smith. Geno Stone is gone. They lost a couple other guys on the defense. So Jadeveon Clowney, I think Jadeveon Clowney's gone too. My memory serves me correctly. I think he's with Carolina now. So they lost a lot of key guys that were contributors. They still got Meta BK and Roquan Smith. So, and they got Humphreys on the back end with that new rookie Nate Wiggins. So they got some guys, but I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. Yeah, I'm going with Kansas City to win. My score prediction, I'm going to say 24-20 Kansas City, and they cover the spread. So, and it's under. I would take the under because it's the first game of the year. I would take the under. I would take the under. I don't think it's gonna be no shootout. I would take the under on this game if I was betting. But yeah, I got Kansas City. I got Kansas City winning. Yeah, for sure. Now we're on to a game on Friday in São Paulo, Brazil. The Packers versus the Eagles. Neutral site. Philly is seen as 3-point favorites. Over under is 48.5. Interesting. They're playing a game over in Brazil. Very dangerous place to be right now. I don't know if you're watching the news, but we won't talk about that here on this show. So just saying. But I think both teams. I think the Packers are in a. They're gonna be on the up and up this year too. I think the Packers, Packers may be like one of those teams that could ruin my prediction with the Detroit thing. They really, they're locked in, and they got better. They got better all the way around. Running the football, they got Jacobs, Josh Jacobs, now out there. And I think Jordan Love is going to build off what happened last year. I think his confidence grew as the year went on, and I think in the playoffs he showed, what he can do. So we're going to see. We're going to see against the Eagles what's it going to be. If you tell me to predict this game, neutral site, I'm going to roll with. See, I got questions about Philly defense now because they're all brand new. The coordinator's brand new, Vic Fangio. All new players, rookies is going to be playing. I'm going to take the Packers. I think the Packers are going to win this. I do. Prediction on the score 31-24. 31-24. I do think Philly got better offensively. I think they got better as a team, but I have too many questions about their defense. And it's week 1. So if I got questions about your defense week 1, it's probably not best to pick you. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Packers. I got less questions about the Packers going into this game rather than Philly, So we're gonna see. We got to see how Jalen Hurts is gonna connect with the offensive coach and the way him and Sirianni's relationship is gonna be. So we're gonna see. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, like I said, tune in next Sunday because I'm gonna be here earlier. I'll probably be on here earlier than I'm on right now. It's about 11 o'clock. I'm definitely going to be on here earlier than this because I got to get ready. I have to get ready for the game. And so I'll be on here next week, prime time, ready to go, and you'll get the picks that you want. You'll get everything you need. And like I said, we're gonna start the MVP ladder probably like week 4. Week 4 and on, we'll have a weekly MVP ladder that we'll do. But I want to give them a couple weeks to get some stats in, and then we'll go ahead from there, okay? Listen, going to do player of the weeks, player of the months, NFC, AFC, you know how we go. We're going to do both of those, and, we're going to enjoy ourselves on this show, man. This is a show for us football lovers, and I'm going to bring the content, I'm going to bring the graphics, all that kind of stuff. So y'all be prepared and ready for that, all right? Appreciate all y'all love, all y'all support. This is exclusively on YouTube, so you gotta like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Turn on that bell so you're notified every time I drop a vid. Until next time, peace.